basically, I don't know anyone apart from myself who has had these technicians been involved in the same work as been involved in us. That's maybe I've probably done more work than you. But you've probably done more speech than me. Court, do you know what I mean?
So we're here at Garden Range Dog Show, German Shepherd Dog Show. Now we're going to do a Bible study. Is that right? We're going actually to do a Bible study on, what was it like? Revelation 11?
Revelation 11, and this is, I wanted to address this because of an SDA problem, because obviously I've got people that are close to me in SDA church, and it's just one of the many things that's wrong with their prophecies that they can't get their head around. And we'll go on to who the two witnesses are. Basically Revelation 11 is called the two witnesses, or it's that sort of paragraph. But I'll read it out first, and then I'll go through it section by section. It says, "Then I was given a reed like a measuring rod, and the angel stood, saying, 'Rise and measure the temple of God, the altar, and those who worship there. But leave out the court which is the side of the temple, and do not measure it, for it has been given to the Gentiles. And they will tread the holy city underfoot for 42 months. And I will give the power to the two witnesses, and they will prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth. These are the two olive trees and the two lampstands standing before the God of the earth. And if anyone wants to harm them, fire proceeds from the mouth and devours their enemies. And if anyone wants to harm them, he must be killed in this manner. These have the power to shut heaven, so that no rain falls in the days of the prophecy. And they have power over waters to turn into blood, and to strike the earth with all plagues as often as they desire.'" Right, so section by section. To start with, and a lot of people say that the book of Revelation's all just prophecy and none of it's actually literal, but and the two witnesses is a representation of the Old and New Testament. I've actually heard that argument, and that's wrong.
Okay, so slow down now. Let's just see. I mean, we know that the Christians say that Moses and Elijah are the two witnesses, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, just try and explain that prophecy to them, to try and get them to understand that it's not true. Because it's just a made-up thing that's not in the Bible.
Well, the Moses and Elijah prophecy is, we've already talked about it just now. So the full problem with Moses is we are rejecting Moses' commandments. Well, not us personally, but the Christian denominations are rejecting these as much as possible. So if they're rejecting why would that come into...
So they're already rejecting Moses, and if he comes back, what makes them think that Moses is going to be happy with Christendom? Because they don't keep the Ten Commandments. They don't even recognise them anymore.
And what they probably could get from this is if it was him, for some peculiar reason, it was Moses, then some of those curses that he's going to be sending, or whoever one of the witnesses is sending, is going to come upon them.
Because basically Paul talks about those that break the commandments are cursed, basically.
Absolutely.
And Christ came to remove the curse of the law, not the law itself, but the curse of the law.
Yeah.
So you can see the great judgments and signs and wonders that followed Moses' ministry was even more than Elijah, actually. Even though Elijah did a great number of signs and wonders, but...
Also the problem of reincarnation and what is actually happening here with the bodies. There's going to be I tend to think it's going to be the sort of spirit of Elijah through something else.
Right, so it's like it doesn't have to be Elijah the person, because that's reincarnation, but as Christ said, John had the ministry of Elijah, the crying in the wilderness, which fulfilled Malachi prophecy. But let's talk more about what you were saying about Revelation 11. Going to take us through that.
So the full Revelation 11, it starts off, and it's measuring out the third temple, and where the SDA, another prophecy that they don't look into is the two witnesses, and they don't recognise the third temple's not actually been built yet. So I know you've got the Ezekiel with the state of Israel getting reformed in is it 1948 or 1949 or whatever.
Sure.
But so they haven't got that one as well. But they've also not got the third temple being built, and that should ring alarm bells for them. But they'll try and argue with it, and they go back to the desolation happening in AD 70.
So did Ellen G. White predict that Israel would actually become a nation in 1948, or did she predict
No,
that?
she's kind of like, there's no more place for Israel.
Okay, so she got that wrong then.
Yeah.
So the Bible says even if you get one prophecy wrong, then you're a false prophet or prophetess.
Yeah.
Which we have a respect for the SDA Church. Don't get us wrong.
Yeah,
don't get us wrong,
I think the people in the SDA Church are blessed people. They're really good people, but they are hanging on to her writings, and her writings are very good, you know. But if you get something wrong, and people, you know, and there's a lot of things that she's got wrong. I know that there's a lot of other writings that are as if she's taking acid about unfallen worlds, and where that's very dangerous.
It's very deep talk. It's very like, you know, aliens, and it goes down that avenue of like basically other civilizations in the universe and all that. But
it seems to me, and this might be a horrible thing to say about the SDA, but they go from a Gregorian calendar, so the full doctrine is hanging on to the 7th day of the week, which is great, and it is the 7th day of the week, but they've got the weeks wrong.
they've got the actual calendar
They're
wrong.
from the Catholic calendar.
Right.
So they're actually making the full argument. So both people have got the Saturday and the Sunday wrong. So it doesn't. So basically, the full doctrine is based on that. Then, on top of that, you've got the mark of the beast.
So maybe they're tipping the right horse, but it's the wrong race. That they're, you know what I mean? It's like that kind of thing, man.
Yeah.
They're tipping the right dog, but it's the whatever.
You know, yeah. But so you've got the mark of the beast prophecy, and that's a dangerous doctrine as well. That they're saying it's a Saturday Sunday thing. When if you're using a Gregorian calendar, it doesn't matter because both days are wrong anyway. So what is the real mark of the beast? And they'll just go along with it. And if it is an RFID chip, which, you know, everyone's like 99% positive it's going to be some sort of electronic device, then you've got them who are going to go along with the massive problem of going, oh, it's Saturday Sabbath. Now, what I've come to in the research is they've got hospitals that abort babies through rape victims, and it's a kind of pro-choice thing that they're doing in these certain hospitals. It's very, very under the radar. But
they don't give them.
If you look on a deeper level, then Saturday is Saturn's day, and if you look at Saturn and the child sacrifice,
Saturn is Moloch, basically, or Molech or something like that in the Old Testament.
Yeah, and it fits in with Christmas, and I've heard a lot of people saying it's a Jesuit. Jesuits have written a lot of the doctrine, and there's been Masons involved with the printing presses and stuff like that. But I don't know. I'd have to look into it a lot more before I start speculating like that. But the actual people there, they do pray to Jesus. They do worship very, very well and stuff like that. But if the best things that in my opinion they should do is burn all the Ellen White books and start actually reading and praying for their own answers. There's a lot of intelligent people there, and to hang on to every little thing that Ellen White's saying is kind of like listening to David Icke lectures and basing your full philosophies on life on that. 90% truth, 10% wild. And as we come in to the end days, there's going to be UFOs involved. The Antichrist is going to use them. And if their doctrine is saying that there's unfallen worlds, which is going along with what the Pope's saying, then you've got them not only taking the wrong mark of the beast or taking the right mark of the beast, depending how you're looking at it. And so they're going along with that.
So what is the right mark again? The mark of the beast is what again?
Well, it's obviously it's all wrong, but they think that it's leaving them open to being deceived. Because they could say, oh, it's not the electronic device, that's just something that we're going along with, it's the Saturday Sunday, and from a young age if you're indoctrinated with that, it's dangerous. It's like any other mind programming. The Catholic Church are very good at it. It's like they'll get you praying to Mary and stuff, as I know because I'm an ex-Catholic, but the full point is they don't look at any other the world's all these great theologians looking at the Book of Revelation. They don't look at anyone else apart from the people in the SDA Church, and to me that's why it's cultish. I wouldn't say it's a full-on cult with the people I've met, but some of them, you know, I'm not sure about any of their American cousins and stuff, and I'm not sure about the full thing. There's probably very, very cultish churches out there that hang on every word that Ellen White says. But I've also met other SDA people that they go from the King James and they just use her as a sort of concordance, more than anything. But